Hello class, how are we doing today? All right, who remembers what story that we read this week? Anybody? Raise your hands high. It was about a rainbow. What was the title? Nobody remembers? The title was At the End of the Rainbow. Who can tell me what this story was about? Yes, it was about two friends. Good job. They were looking for treasure. Where were they looking for treasure at? At the rainbow. You're right. Why don't we read this book quickly one more time just to refresh our memories, and then we're going to talk about it. At the End of the Rainbow. I want everybody to turn their listening ears on and their voices off, please. Wow, gasped Badger. It's beautiful. A bright, clear rainbow hung in the sky like a jewel. Badger and Fox stood gazing at the bright colors. Then Badger said, "You know, there's treasure at the end of the rainbow, gold or silver or jewels." "Then let's go find it," cried Fox excitingly. And who were the two friends? Yes, Badger and Fox. As the two friends hurried along, all they could think of was treasure. What did it look like? Was it big or small? What color was it? Just then they noticed Squirrel sitting by a pile of acorns. "My beautiful treasure," he was singing to himself. "That's not treasure," said Fox. "That's just a pile of acorns." "It's treasure to me," replied Squirrel. "It's my food for the winter." "We're going to find the real thing," said Badger, and they raced off. Soon Badger and Fox came to a river, where they spotted Mother Duck. "My little treasure," she was calling. "Where are you?" Badger and Fox were curious. "Are you looking for treasure?" they asked. "Yes, my own little treasure," replied Mother Duck. "Oh, look, there he is." A golden, fluffy duckling came pattering along. Mother Duck tucked him under her wing. "Don't disappear like that, my treasure," she said gently. "I was worried." "Is that your treasure?" said Fox, puzzled. "Of course," smiled Mother Duck proudly. "I love my baby more than anything in the world, so he is a treasure to me." Badger and Fox rushed on, eager to find their treasure at the end of the rainbow. They clambered up a steep, bumpy hill and found Old Hare sitting on the top. "Hello," called Badger. "We're on our way to find treasure." "Ah," nodded Hare. "I have lots of that." "Really? Where?" Old Hare patted his head. "Here," he said. "My memories are my treasure, the things I've done, friends I've loved, adventures I've had. So enjoy yourselves, little ones, and you'll have memories to treasure too." "We will," called Badger and Fox, and they were off, sliding down the other side of the hill. Just then, thick, dark clouds filled the sky, and it started to rain. Badger and Fox had to take shelter. "The rainbow's gone," said Badger miserably. "We'll never find our treasure now." As they waited for the rain to stop, the friends remembered how happy Squirrel was just to have enough food, and Mother Duck's love for her baby. Old Hare was happy too because he had his memories. They all had their own kind of treasure. Maybe treasure wasn't gold and silver and jewels. It was what you loved, something very special, and something that made you happy. "You're a treasure," said Badger, jumping up. "You're a treasure too," said Fox, skipping around, as they started laughing and dancing until they could dance no more. At last the rain stopped, and the sun came out again. The two friends happily made their way back home. Far, far behind them, a new rainbow appeared in the sky, but neither Badger nor Fox even noticed. The end. All right, so raise your hand if you like that story. I did. That is one of my favorite stories. So in the book, where did the author get their ideas, do you think? Why do you think the author decided to write about two best friends? Yeah, maybe because he has a best friend. So, I want to ask you guys a very important question that you need to remember in your heads for a little bit later today. If you could write a story about anyone or anything that you wanted, what would you pick? Take a second to think about this, and then I'm going to have some of you share. All right, hands up if you want to share. You would write about your friend too. That's a great idea. Your dad, another really good idea. How about you? Disney World. You could write about your trip to Disney World. That's a great idea. Let's do one more. your favorite baby doll. That is also a really good idea. Now you guys see, writers get their ideas from a whole bunch of different places. It could be a person, it could be a place, it could be a memory. So let's talk about that for a second. What was the story about again? Where did the writer in this story get their idea from? Their friend, maybe. We can assume that they probably wrote this story because they've had a good friend before in their life. So a friend, or let's say people that they love. So up here on the board, what does this say? Can somebody read this for me? Where do writers get their ideas? Yes, perfect. Where do writers get their ideas? So we just talked about friends or people that they love. So this could be their friends, their family, their grandma, their neighbor, anybody they love, their dog. So let's write that down. Writers can get their ideas from people they love. Now, I just kind of cheated and gave you guys some examples, but can somebody give me some examples of people that you love that you might write about? Your friend, your mom, your dog. Those are great ideas. All right, so what are other things that we talked about where you could get your memories from? What did you say back there? Your trip to Disney World. What would that be? A memory. Great. Writers can get their ideas from memories. So let's put some examples. What are some examples of memories? So we just heard one from our friend back there. Trip to Disney World. Maybe your memory is holidays with your family. There are lots of different ideas of memories. Great. What else? Where else could writers get their ideas? What did you tell me back there? You would write about your baby doll, right? And what is a baby doll? A toy or a thing. Writers can get their ideas from things. So we have doll. That's a fun thing that we could write about. What are some other things you guys might write about? Your trucks, okay. What else? Your house, okay. It could be anything. It could be your favorite toys, your favorite thing to do outside at recess. It could be so many different things in your life. What's another idea? Where else can writers get their ideas? What if I wanted to write about the mall? I like to go to the mall. What would the mall be? You're right, a place. Writers can get their ideas from places. What's some other examples of places? Raise your hand high that I might write about. Grandma's house. I love it. That is a great example of a place. Let's hear one more. McDonald's. Okay, that works. If you want to write about McDonald's, you can do that. McDonald's is a place. Great. I'm thinking of one more thing in my mind that a writer could write about. I'm going to double check over here. I want no eyes peeking. Okay. What did we just do? Yes, we wrote that, but before we wrote, we read. What did we read? A book. Writers can get their ideas from other books. Now, you're not going to sit down and copy somebody else's book and write the exact same thing, but you might get a special idea from a book that you might want to use in your own writing. Books. So we can write the book that we just read as an example. What was that called? At the End of the Rainbow. Great. And I'm not going to write down a bunch of books because we all have read so many books. But think of a book that you have read before that maybe you liked the idea in. And that could be an example. All right, we are going to move on to an activity. Who remembers what they kept in their head of something, if they could write anything, what would they write it about? Everybody solve that idea in your head? All right. What you're going to do is go back to your seat, go back to your desk, and take out your writer's notebook. In your writer's notebook, I want you to turn to a fresh page, write your name and the date, and you are going to write a short story. I'm going to give you all 15 minutes to write about anything that you want. Somebody that you love, a memory, a thing, a place, a book, anything. I want to see where you get your ideas. All right, let's go back.